And now that I'm a solo business owner or a solopreneur, I really had to lean on some other people and give shout outs to them as well. They knew who they are. They know that they really helped me on my journey and they believed in me before I truly believed in myself. But I did ask for help. So that was a win. I had several amazing and intelligent women in my world, and I asked them to come speak at the event. They willingly said yes. Every person that I asked to come speak at my event said yes. And they were amazing. They truly delivered to the audience. And I was so happy and so grateful that they were there with me during this part of my journey. I also launched a podcast, Empower Her Money Podcast. Who would have known that within 6 months I hit top 5% globally as a podcast host? So we do post Monday through Friday daily. Hi, I'm Angela Duncan, host of Empower Her Money podcast on all streaming platforms, YouTube, Roku, Amazon Fire. I'm also a best-selling author. Empower Your Money is the book that I have on Amazon. That was a best-selling book there. And I just want to talk a little bit about 2023, kind of the good, the bad, what I may have approached things a little differently, perhaps some lessons that I have learned as well. So 2023 was definitely a growth and stretch year for me. I tackled and approached many different projects that I have never done before. And I really wanted to stretch myself and see, how can I take my 25 plus years of learning about money, studying finance, working in the business world as an entrepreneur, and how can I truly give back to my community while hopefully someday creating a profit from a business. So lots of things that I've learned and that I approached, early on in 2023. I did own my own insurance company. It was a property and casualty insurance. What does that mean? It means I was an insurance broker for people who were looking for home insurance or auto insurance. And then about half my clients were also investors or business owners. So looking for insurance for the business owners. So I ended up selling that company in February of 2023. So what lessons did I learn from that? Well, one is you can't build an empire by yourself. You truly need to have the right people in the right position on your team. And you as a leader need to be a transformational leader. What does that mean? Not just someone who rallies up the crowd, not just someone who provides motivational quotes, someone who helps inspire your employees to take action outside of the meetings, to take action and handle things when you're not in the business. And I definitely did not have the right team in place. I was not the best leader for that company, and it ended up totally stressing me out. And I sold that company to another insurance company in February of 2023. So my lessons I learned there were I was not a great leader. I did not have the right people in place, and I was totally burnt out and sold at not the most favorable time for me. So looking back at that now, I have no regrets, but I definitely have a lot of lessons that I've learned. One is that you need to take care of your health first. I was working way too many hours and was feeling stressed and pressured because I was not hiring and training the right people for the right roles in my company. So ultimately, when some employees did not work out like I had planned, then I decided that I just didn't want to be in insurance anymore. And I didn't want to be the leader of this company. And I found someone to creatively purchase it for me, but they didn't quite align with the same values as I did, meaning I am a customer service person first. I will take care of my clients before I look at my profit, which can be good and not so great as well as a business owner. So the company that ended up buying my insurance company just approached different business a different way. Not good, not bad, just different. And so had I just kind of looked in the mirror and pushed to be a better leader and find the right employees in the right position for that company, I may have held on to it, but then I wouldn't be here right now having this conversation with you about 2023. So who knows? I learned my lessons. I did some incredible things in 2023. So let's talk about some of the highlights. I got to visit the Dominican Republic to look at real estate investing in the DR. I also got to write my first book, and it became a bestseller, Empower Your Money, which like I said, it is on Amazon. It was my way of teaching really simple financial terms to those that wanted to get started on their financial journey, but were scared and perhaps had never tried to really control their money. So I wanted this book to be an easy action item, 101 tips for you to implement into your life immediately. So had a lot of fun with that, had some great coaches and mentors that were helping me with that book that became a bestseller. I also threw my first in-person event in Miami completely on my own, meaning when I was married, we did a lot of business together. So this was the first time me venturing out on doing an event just myself. I do believe it was quite a success for me, but some things that I've learned is one, again, you cannot build the empire without a team. You definitely need a team behind you, especially a team that is good at things that you are not great at doing. Marketing and sales is so different for me. I've never really had to take on that role as a business owner. I've always had a partner to do that. And now that I'm a solo business owner or a solopreneur, I really had to lean on some other people and give shout outs to them as well. You know, they knew who they are. They know that they really helped me on my journey and they believed in me before I truly believed in myself. But I did ask for help. So that was a win. I had several amazing and intelligent women in my world, and I asked them to come speak at the event. They willingly said yes. Every person that I asked to come speak at my event said yes. And they were amazing. They truly delivered to the audience. And I was so happy and so grateful that they were there with me during this part of my journey. I also launched a podcast, Empower Her Money podcast. Who would have known that within 6 months, I hit top 5% globally as a podcast host? So we do post Monday through Friday daily. And again, lessons learned. I joined a group of podcasters that have been in the business for a while that I could ask questions to, that they could give advice to me on how to deliver a better message to my audience, because I don't want to be just a podcast host. I want to help find, interview, and promote other female entrepreneurs that are doing incredible things in their field so that you as the listener will learn from their journey and perhaps, you know, have not make the same mistakes that they have, or implement some new things in your business that will help you grow your business. But I want to be able to share stories, and we can do this across the world on a podcast platform that a lot of people have access to for free. So why not teach other people about money utilizing this incredible platform? So what's next for me in 2024? My word for the year is health. As an entrepreneur, I've gone through many cycles about taking care of my health, then working too much, and then getting back to really taking care of my health. Because if you can't take care of yourself first, then it's impossible for you to help other people. That's truly what I believe. So getting back to taking care of my health and some issues I've been facing, that's first my priority. I also want to take this podcast and be top 1% in the world. I think that would be so incredible to reach that many people, to have that kind of impact, to change generations in front of those people, to teach them how to control their finances, how to run their businesses, how to implement big changes, little changes, whatever they need in their life. I want to have a platform, and I want people to say that they've learned so much. I had a chance to be on another person's podcast today, actually, and I was having kind of a down morning because there's just some things going on that are completely out of my control. And I prayed about it. I prayed to God and I said, am I really making an impact? Am I really helping people? Because that's what I want to do. But when you're a podcast host, when you write a book, you don't always get to know what's happening on the receiving side because you can't see it. It's in it's in this virtual world of people that are getting your information. But I didn't know if I was making an impact. And this morning when I was on the podcast, the host of the podcast told me she bought my book, and there were several items that her and her husband have already implemented in their life to help control their finances. And so that was just amazing to have that prayer this morning, feeling like I did, And then for God to put this person in front of me just on that same day to let me know that I am having an impact and that I am on the right path. And this is where he wants me to be so that I can keep changing lives of other people to help them control their finances, to have generational wealth, to build wealth, to invest, whatever it is in their life that they need in order to have abundance. So those were some key takeaways that I had from 2023 going into 2024. Like I said, health number one. Number two, still working on this podcast to reach more people. And number three, it's going to be a couple of things and I'm not sure yet. So either really heavily getting back into real estate investing. I've had my real estate license for over 15 years. I've been a real estate investor for over 20. So I know how to invest in real estate, but perhaps there's some things I can learn to take it up another level and then come back and teach. Or I might be launching a completely new business. I've got some ideas and I know that I can execute. It's just trying to figure out what's the right fit for me. How can I not only launch a new company or get back into real estate and really impact others, but help continue wealth for myself so that I can give back to my church. So I can spend time doing podcasts, which I haven't been profitable yet. 100% honesty on the podcast. I spend a lot of time interviewing, finding new guests, creating these videos and these audios for the podcast platforms, going on other people's podcasts to help share the message and to teach about money. It's not very profitable yet. So figuring out how to up my game and perhaps get some key players on my team to help reach more people, to create a profit from the podcast, and then adding another revenue stream so that I can continue to build wealth to give back. So those are my huge takeaways from 2023, the good, the bad, the ugly lessons I have learned. Know that it's not easy being an entrepreneur. I still struggle with the negativity, with the negative talk. I still have a lot of behind the scenes things that happen that, we don't often share on social media. You get to see a lot of the great highlights. I do try to share some of my roadblocks and things that get me down too, so you can understand that if it's happening to you, it happens to all of us, and that's okay. So hopefully your 2024 is off to an amazing start. And, I would love to hear any feedback that you have and what other topics I can talk about to you to teach you about money and about business and just to continue to move forward and impact other lives.
Thank you so much for tuning into Empower Her Money podcast. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to subscribe, share this podcast, and leave a review wherever you are tuning in.